Welcome to the MicrosoftNews.com review of the Microsoft Surface RT tablet. The tablet's already been out a few weeks, so most likely you know quite a bit about it. So this review is for those of you who may be on the fence on whether or not to pick this up right now. So I'm going to go straight into my positive and negative observations and my final observations, and hopefully by the end you'll be able to make a more informed decision. My first positive observation is about the hardware itself. The quality is really unmatched. The Vapor MG or Vapor Mag case, it's solid. The device screams quality. The kickstand is nice. It's convenient. It's sturdy. The device already survived a drop test, not on purpose, but took a 3-foot fall onto tile. It actually struck here on the top of the device and has just a couple very minor scuff marks. Nothing you would really notice unless pointed out. And the screen, it was just fine. So don't plan on testing that anytime soon again, but it did well. The second positive observation is about the screen. For me, I think it's beautiful. No, it's not a Retina display, it's not 1080p, but I haven't had any issues with clarity of text. The ClearType HD screen performs very well. Good viewing angles, good touch sensitivity, and clear text. I'm able to read just fine without any strain on the eyes. The Windows 8 Start menu interface, utilizing these live tiles, is unique and useful. It started out on Windows Phone 7, and I think this is really where it shines because of the larger widescreen. You can fit a lot more tiles on one screen at a time and a lot more info within the tile. So I'm very happy with how that works. Edge swiping is very innovative. In a move that might confuse Windows 7 users, they added these hot corners. Now, with a touch interface, it's different than Windows 8 and the mouse interface, and it's a lot easier to access these hot corners. And they're not even really corners, but you can swipe from the right to the left to get your charms bar. You can swipe from the left side and back to get all of your open apps, and then you can swipe right through them if that's how you want to do it. Bringing from the bottom brings you an options bar. If I'm in, say, MetroTwit, I get all these other options to manage views, send a new tweet, go to different Twitter accounts, etc. And swiping from the top down gives you the option to close all the way. I'm not going to close that just yet. Let's talk about the charms bar. In fact, we'll use MetroTwit. You start out with search. So by default, it's searching Twitter in MetroTwit because you're in the app. But you can search through all your apps, settings, files, in the store, you do Bing search. There is a Google search app now available for the Surface for Windows RT. And you can even search Netflix all within your apps. Now if I'm here, if I'm on the home screen and I go to search, by default all of your apps come up, and that's a quick way to view them all. If you just type on the keyboard, it'll start searching them. For example, if I just start typing calc, boom, calculator opens right up into the desktop. Quick, easy. And let's talk about that charms bar some more. You've got the share, which is not really enabled for the desktop, unfortunately, but that makes some sense. But you can share different things in different apps through email, through Twitter, whatever you want. Another link to the Start devices gives you the availability to move things to your printer, to whatever device you might have hooked up. And settings is kind of interesting because it's kind of a double-edged sword here. You've got all of your, say, MetroTwit settings here, but then you also have PC settings, which as you can see is very touch-friendly and very useful, but it's limited. So go to the desktop, close calculator, go to the desktop and go to settings, and then you have control panel. And that was a fail. And really, really useful for power users. It brings you back most of your Windows 8 settings. And let's go ahead and talk about that desktop mode. It really is a powerful positive for those of us who consider ourselves power users. And that's mostly because of the ability to use File Explorer and really manage our files well. I really like full IE10, which gives you all of your shortcuts here. But in a moment, I'll talk to you about the Metro IE10 and why that's growing on me. having access to your full suite of Microsoft Office documents and apps is very useful. This is the service review I typed up right here. And we'll go straight into that. Microsoft provided Office 2013 Preview out of the box, and getting it the day it was available, there was already an update available on the store for the full version, which surprised most people, and good on you from Microsoft for being able to put that out there. It improved, it defaulted touch to the apps, and it also was much faster, so I had no problem typing full speed and everything appearing on the screen. And also, right here, you can bring back your ribbon if you really want it. And it is fairly touch-friendly. It's not as good as it could be. But very happy with the Microsoft Office suite as it stands. Internet Explorer 10. It's great here. The performance is great. This is the desktop mode where, as you can see, zooming is great. It redraws the screen. Text is crisp, no issues. Flash default out of the box is available. Now Microsoft has only made it available for certain websites, but I've found that in the last few weeks that list of websites pretty much covers whatever I use. So I have no issues with how Flash works. And I didn't expect it, but Flash does work in the Metro version, which as you can see is right here, and goes full screen, which gives you a lot more viewing area. And then you just use your hot quarters to bring up your tabs. You can pin things to start your settings. If you click here to type, you have access to your frequent and your favorites that you've used. And yeah, so very, very happy with Internet Explorer 10. The ability of Windows 8 to snap apps to the screen, very useful. And we'll go back to MetroTwit. Now, I don't really use anything but this one timeline. So, boom, bring it down, bring it over, and there's my timeline. So what's here? Well, all you got to do is go there, open up an app, and there you go. I'm web browsing in one, my Twitter feed is updating in the other. Very, very handy, good performance as you can see. The touch cover. I'm very happy with the touch cover. I wasn't at first, other than the cool factor and the fact that it protected my screen. I wasn't typing very well, but it did grow on me, just like most reviewers say, and I was able to type up this review without many difficulties. Unfortunately, the only issue is that it is cramped, and it did take some toll on my hands. When I was done, I was a little bit sore. But how often are you typing, a couple thousand word documents? So very handy. The full-sized USB 2.0 port is really useful. From memory sticks, mice, keyboards, printers, even an Xbox 360 controller. The uses are nearly limitless. The only current drawback is the lack of support for USB 3 or USB 3G and 4G dongles from your favorite carrier. Now that may be changing in the future, but for right now, when you plug in a dongle, it's expecting to install software which is not available on Windows RT. So hopefully Microsoft will get on that. But for now, use your Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone if available, or get a Wi-Fi hotspot device like I have through Verizon. And 4G is beautiful, by the way. The battery life on Windows RT on the Surface is everything you would hope it would be. You easily get 8 to 10 hours of heavy use from it, and you shouldn't need to worry about finding an AC plug while traveling. And I've had great experience with that. I traveled with this, and really didn't have to worry about plugging it in until I got to my destination. And it didn't need it, but I just wanted it to be fully charged. I'll be right back with a quick example of how Windows Phone 8 integrates with the Surface. Alright, this is the HTC 8X from AT&T, and I'm just going to show you what happens when I plug it into the Surface. Immediate response, and as you can see, Windows Phone loaded up, the app, which was already installed, and there is all the pictures on my phone, as well as all the albums on my phone, the MP3s, and a very, very quick, useful way to add photos, to add video, to sync everything through device, and I'm very happy with it. As you can see, you can actually view the photos, go to the camera roll, right on the device, and view your pictures. Very, very nice. Alright, I'll be right back with some negative observations. My first negative observation is about the hardware, and it's a minor one. It's about the speakers. The speakers, for me, they're too soft, and putting it at max volume doesn't really cut it. It certainly doesn't fill a room. The quality is fine. It just needs to have a higher max volume. There was something posted out there about going into your speaker settings on the control panel, enabling loudness equalization under the enhancements tab. I did that. It made no difference for me, but you can certainly give it a try, see if it helps you. Some of the default Microsoft included apps are half-baked. Most notably, the Mail app is really lacking. Now, it's not bad looking. Obviously, you have all of your folders here. You have your email list here, and then your email, which really doesn't give too much room for the actual email. But it is pinch to zoom capable, and it'd be nice if we could resize this a little bit. But it gives you no options for your Gmail, syncing your labels. It really just, it's very much lacking, and it's slow to load as well. Another app that really struggles is the Pictures app. It includes almost no editing features. It's nearly useless. Luckily, if we go to the desktop and we open a picture here, as you can see, it's available. Windows Phone Viewer is available, so very, very handy. That's running off the SD card, I believe. Pinch to zoom capable as well. Another app that struggles is the Music app, the Xbox Music app, and it's really nothing like the Zune Marketplace app that was available for Windows, and it takes out a lot of those features. There's no podcasting, and to be able to sync my music on the SD card was a pain. It was a hack, and nobody is going to know how to do that unless they were to do and be lucky with a Google search. So really, my music synced to the Music app was a pain, not user friendly, and that needs to be fixed by Microsoft. The good news is I really do believe Microsoft is all in with Windows RT with the Surface, and they've already released updates for several of their apps fixing a lot of the bugs, and there already was an update for the Surface for all RT devices, firmware update that did improve load times on apps, but we're not there yet. So hopefully Google can release an official Gmail app, even an official YouTube app, since right now we're having to use apps like YouTube Plus, which is actually pretty nice, but I wouldn't mind an official YouTube app. Let's talk about the Windows Store. It's really in its infancy. As of this article, a little bit over 10,000 apps worldwide available. I'm sorry, 15,000, 10,000 in the US, and certainly an improvement over a few weeks ago. There have been some nice apps that have come out that run great. Netflix was there from day one. There was an update yesterday. It really did improve its performance, but we're not there yet. Clearly, we need 6-digit number of apps, and we need some heavy hitter developers and heavy hitter apps to come to Windows RT, to the Windows Store. Now, another sign of improvement. I mean, since when does a huge game get released through all platforms at the same time? And that's what we had with Angry Birds Star Wars. Now, I think most of you are pretty tired out of Angry Birds, but Star Wars version is pretty entertaining. It is $5, and that's going to my next point. That's actually not that bad compared to some apps on the store. What do you know? Rocket Riot 3D. Here's my number one example. This is a game that came out on Windows Phone 7 pretty early on, and I had some fun with it. Now, Rocket Riot 3D is really no difference other than that it's available for Windows 8 and Windows RT. It's $9.99. There is no trial period. There is no try. It's $10, take it or leave it. And really, it's the same game as was on your phone. It doesn't play any better. And who's going to pay $10 for this? A game like this would be 99 cents on iOS or Android, or possibly even free with ads. We don't have that option here. Microsoft has decided to leave the Windows Store to be exactly the same on both the Surface RT and Windows RT and Windows 8. And that's a big drawback, because I think apps for the Surface or for any RT device should be competitive with something like the iPad. And right now we're not there, and I don't know if they've built the capability to have separate pricing based on the architecture, Intel or ARM. So that's going to be a big issue going in the future. A lot of people are going to discover that their apps that they paid 99 cents for are $10, and they're not going to be happy. They may even return the device. The Surface RT has a decent amount of video codecs, and it does play a lot of video nice and smooth. But one example that it doesn't do, well, I'll show you what it can do and do well. This is a high-def video. It's going to load into the video app, which was not open before, so this is the complete load time. If I click on the screen, runs great, right? Now if I go home, it's going to go into my Xbox video, and it is still playing, so that's kind of nice. It does go away if you go home. Now, what it can't do is MKVs. I have a video here. I'm going to run it. It's going to say, look for an app in the store. Now, some of you like to watch your shows, download your shows, and that's not going to be available right now. I'm looking forward to an app that can play MKVs, and hopefully that'll come out. There are apps available on the store, but for Windows 8 only, not for the Surface. So hopefully that'll improve soon. And I'd like to talk about Windows Phone 7 users. They're pretty much in the dark with the Surface. They cannot sync anything to the device as of yet. Now there are rumors as of this morning that Windows Phone 7.8 has gone RTM, and while we don't know everything that brings, maybe it'll bring syncing capability to the device. As of right now, your phone will not sync anything with this device. It's useless, so you're going to have to use Windows 8 or your old Windows 7 PC to sync all of your music and all of your pictures. And let's talk about, real quick, the quality of the two cameras. The front-facing camera here, one on the back that's angled. As you can see, the kickstand angles the device down, so the camera is angled up, so it does point straight out. It's good that it has the two cameras because it could be useful for Skype and teleconferencing, but let's not kid around here. The picture quality for photos is useless, and if you bought this as your primary picture-taking device, we need to have a talk. But it's good that it's there for video, and that's that. And my final wrap-up. I'm really happy with the Surface. I came up with 13 positives, 7 negatives in total. In my opinion, the positive observations are really exciting towards the future of the platform and the Surface itself. The only negative observations that could be very detrimental to sales are the low app availability and current app prices. As the sales of Windows 8 skyrocket and Windows RT, so do the amount of app sales. That's what we hope, right? This will bring more top-tier developers and apps, should also lower the app prices. If you're on the fence, this could keep you there for now. But I am completely confident that Windows 8 and Windows RT will be a hit, causing nearly all of the app issues to go away. It may be 3 to 6 months from now, but in the meantime, I'm completely happy with what I have in its current form, and knowing that it only gets better from here is just icing on the cake. So that's it for the Surface RT review. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned, and I hope you made a better informed decision. Thank you.